connecting to the cloud.
It's recording.
So-
Yeah, now we see it.
It's recording.
Yeah.
So, welcome everybody to this meeting. And I'm going to share my screen, and on the screen we now have the agenda. Can everybody see the agenda?
Yes.
So I want to make two announcements before we start our introductions, and that is just a practical matter to the mentors. Paul and I met this afternoon and we got together some of the practical issues. And we're asking that you forward two documents to Carol. I think you have her email, your resume sheet, as well as a short bio sketch of approximately 100 words for the author contribution section of the final. So we have a duty for the mentors to forward those two things. And
Right.
draft a short bio sketch, because at the end of the final publication that we're aiming for, we want to
Obituary.
good words for that. And then students who are here, be sure that your mentor has received a personal bio sketch no later than Friday at 5. And the reason is because you're going to contact them during the weekend. Send it.
I don't have to worry about a date, do I?
I'm sorry?
Huh?
Okay, send it as a Word attachment to me with copy to Carol. Are there any questions?
Dr. Buttons, I looked at that email yesterday and I quickly added a bio and resume, and it needs a little love because I need to update it with some current information, but it's a good start.
No, that's fine. Just a good start. We have the
I
whole.
said I don't have to worry about a date, do I?
Mhm.
Yes, because Carol said it's due today.
Oh.
Today, period.
I gotta get busy on mine.
Fine. So,
Marilyn, I was going to say the bio sketch. I don't know how you're going to put that. Means you got to put your whole life into 100 words, guys. So Marilyn said she's done it. I was going to ask you, do you mind sharing the one that you did with the alumni so they'll have some kind of model?
so in the book that I did on Victorian charity with a colleague, I've learned all sorts of things. At the end, we have a page. Can you see that? It's about the contributors.
We can't see it because the agenda's up.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's right. We can come back to that. I was just saying, if you, when you get a chance, just maybe just send a copy to me and I'll send it to the alumni.
Example is a great. I'd be happy to do that. I'll copy it. No problem.
Okay.
So the second thing is that we met and we talked about the participants and their mentors, and we're proposing the following connections. Carol, would you like to say a word about these connections, or?
May I interrupt for a second, Dr. Button? I'm waiting for you to let me in on my laptop because I'm on my phone. Bill Wiggins here.
Sure.
It says, please wait, the meeting host will let you in soon. I don't know if you see that.
And we see you.
Is that on
Bill.
your
Okay, but I was trying to get on the computer.
Oh, I see.
The only way I know how to do that is to stop sharing for a minute. Then let you in. And
Yeah, I'm
then-
sorry to mess it up.
Don't worry, don't worry. And then I'm going to go back. Share and go back. Okay.
Whoa, whoa.
I send
Bill's
my
gonna have to turn on one of
Zoom
the devices.
invitation to my students.
Gotta hang up hang up something.
You have to hang up one of the devices. You gotta hang up. You have to mute it. Just mute it.
I'm hanging up.
Mute.
Okay.
No, it's still open.
Still open?
Yeah, mute something.
Let's stop the video.
Mute the iPhone.
Okay, stop the video.
No,
And
still
I'm
open.
gonna- Give me 1 second. I'm gonna leave. Give me 1 second.
This is worse than my.
Okay, I left the meeting.
Get out
There
of
you
this.
go. There you go.
Okay.
Dr. Button, if you go up to the right, you'll always be able to let somebody in, even on 2 devices without stopping the session to go, okay?
How do I do that?
It's going to be an option at the top of the screen because you're the host.
Okay,
I do it all day long.
Yeah, I don't see it,
I
but-
even know how to put him in the waiting room while I'm doing that.
Okay.
Her screen share, she can't see it. That's. Okay,
Well, I'll figure that out later, I guess.
yeah.
Carol, would you like to say about these people or,
No, but I do see, we did assign somebody to Ajua and I don't see her that up here.
You weren't supposed to say that.
Yeah, no, this way you are. Don't make sure it's right. We may have the student here. And Marilyn, I wasn't writing it down. If maybe you did.
so this is what we kind of came up with. We had a very good reason for everybody of these choices. Now, Tamara,
I would not be able to be on those calls.
we thought she would work well with Susan Pivar. Carol's already mentored Mia, and that's a good connection. Nazira had asked for Pablo and Paul, actually. And I forget the connection between Taylor and Taylor Shelton and Kathy Reardon.
Oh, well, Taylor is interested in dentistry and Bill had mentioned Kathy Reardon at the last
Are
class.
any of yours history majors?
And so that's why that
I'm
connection.
not
with
saying
Taylor,
with it. I don't
Kathy
have a
Reardon.
mentor.
I have to contact
student.
Kathy.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah.
I'm calling her now.
Can they see you? Can
That's
you-
Kathy with a C, not a K.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I'm calling her now.
Jeez.
Dr. Bond, my name not on there.
A finished product. We're gonna get there, Deja, not to worry. Oh, no, is that Deja? No, that is, who just spoke? Shania, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we may, have,
I'll make some pretty one eat it or
well, that,
no. You want chicken noodle?
Oh, you want to tell us who you?
anyway, Abigail, Sarah,
Did you chicken noodle? All right, good night. I'm gonna make the rest of it. I'll find it.
we thought on Wellborn. Now, we ended with Johnson. Anissa looks like her daughter. Now, I know that's not a great,
French fries filled me up.
they both are. Kaya, is also, what was the connection there? International
Which one? Which Kaya?
Kaya Mosley.
Actually,
I gotta
Kaya,
get off at 6.
Kaya Mosley spells her name Kaya. That will help.
Then Kaya Punter, who's just joined us, we've linked with Dwight Murph. And
That's me.
Kaya, you have here with us today. And the connection
Hi.
is
Hi.
politics, and particularly, I wanted that to happen because of Charles Hamilton and the link there, and I thought it'd be really interesting for that pursuit to that connection to be made. I know Kai is a really great historian and thinker. Okay, so Deja Outerbridge with Bill Wiggins, and the logic there, Carol, help me again.
History.
Please. Okay, history. And we have Shania, you're new to this group, and we did introductions last time. And maybe you could just tell us right off the bat a little bit about yourself so that we will know how to link you. And we may have a mentor right here on the screen. But can you introduce yourself, who you are, your background, and what your career interests are? I know that's a lot to ask in this time, but I know you're up to it. So let's hear from you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shania. I'm 18, a freshman. I'm from Chester, and my major is sociology, and I want to go into social work as a career choice.
That's right. We pair in her. Your mentor will be Charmin Lawrence Wilson, who is a social worker.
Wilson?
It's Charmin. Her first name is Sharman, and her last name is hyphenated. Lawrence, Lawrence -Wilson.
Great.
She could not be on today. She's on her way to a funeral in Virginia, but she is going to call you this evening. And I guess tonight, could I have your phone number? Do you mind? Maybe you could just chat it to me. Is there chat
We-
available over here? I don't know.
And we do have Ms. Du Bois's biographical
We do
sketch.
have it? Okay, thank you.
I'm reading it now, yes. Mhm.
Okay, great. Then I'll get it from there.
Now, okay, is Deja Outerbridge here with us today?
Yes.
Here.
Deja, would you like to introduce yourself to your mentor, Professor Wiggins?
Oh, sure. My name is Deja Outerbridge. I'm a mass communications major, senior at Lincoln University. Yeah, and that's about it.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I missed the last part of what you said. What was the last part of what you said, Ms. Outerbridge?
Don't block the
I said I'm a senior at Lincoln
Hmm.
University, and that's about it.
And your major is again?
Mass communication.
Don't make me laugh. They can hear me.
Mass communications, okay.
What's your career objective?
At this point, it's just to be successful.
Successful, okay. That's something, huh?
As something.
You gotta tell us what that is.
I haven't found my passion yet, so
All right.
that's why it's just at something.
Well, I knew Tony Brown pretty well, and we have the Scripps School at Hampton University. And we have a graduate of Hampton University who is now, I think, what is she, a senior president of some aspect of NBC. You may have seen it. She's a graduate of Hampton University. Also, Anita Blanton, a good friend of mine who is the anchor on Wavy 10 News from Hampton University. So, well, they're not historians, but they're in communications, mass communications, and they're pretty well known. I can mention some other names of individuals I've been in contact with, but those two come to mind, especially Anita Blanton. She loves HBCUs. She was Miss Hampton University years ago.
Where are you from, Deja?
Oh, yeah, I'm from Philadelphia.
Okay.
What about you, Bill? Where are you from?
I think she's talking to Professor Wiggins. I think we go with.
Oh, where am I from? I'm from a number of places. Born in North Carolina as a Tar Heel on the St. Aug campus. Raised in New York City, primarily Bedford-Stuyvesant, South Bronx, Harlem, though I spent time in the South every summer and went to a segregated school in Cary. It was Cary Elementary School way back 100 years ago. And right now I'm in Virginia. I left New York City and left Columbia University to chair the history department at Hampton University. I've been there, done that. So I'm still consulting and very active getting together the African Memorial, which will be at Fortress Monroe, working with the sculptor. First enslaved African landing in August 25th, 1619. So I'm doing a number of things on a number of boards. So pretty active. And when Sister Carol Black calls and says, Bill, ABCD, I say, okay, EFG. So here I am.
Not EFG. Oh, man.
Expect that by the end of this course, you will have found your passion. That's one of the assignments, is to find your passion. And if you don't find it by the end, I'll be very surprised. So Kaya also, Kaya, since you're new with us today, punter, would you introduce yourself to Dwight, please?
Okay. Well, my name is Kaya Punter.
Yeah.
I'm from Orlando, Florida.
Oh, okay.
But I've lived in Westchester County, New York, and Fredericksburg, Pennsylvania. I'm Caribbean American, and I'm 21. And I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay. And your major?
Political science.
Political science. Okay. All right. Well, as I said, I teach philosophy right now in New York City at City University of New York, John Jay College. Um, as Professor Button mentioned, I'm very close to Dr. Hamilton, who wrote the book Black Power with Stokely Carmichael, and he was a very leading scholar in the Black movement from SNCC on. My idea was to do something with a philosopher, but I can certainly shift to politics. The only thing is I have to get the approval from my colleagues. We were supposed to do something about a Lincoln legacy, but of course, Dr. Hamilton, he taught at Lincoln for many years, and we could certainly do that. And hopefully you and I will be able to meet. You can sometimes, I'm in New York sometimes. Right now we're in COVID, so we're teaching via Zoom. And in March, actually, I have a big event at the City University Graduate Center where there's an event where we're talking about, I'm one of the so-called pioneers of Africana philosophy in the academy. So maybe we could get you to come up there to check it out, see some real academicians at work. So I look forward to working with you. And I have some involvement in politics. So it should be fun.
Okay.
I don't want to talk too much. I could go on and on, but I'll shut up and let other people talk.
One of the great things about this project is that you can pretty well tailor your studies to meet your interests.
Exactly.
You're lucky, Kaya, because it sounds like you have various directions you can go. So this will work well.
Okay.
Is there anyone else today that's new that wasn't here on Monday that we need to meet formally?
I am.
Okay, Mia, let's hear from you.
Sorry. My name is Mia Joseph. I'm currently a senior from Boston, Massachusetts. I'm majoring in criminal justice and I was majoring in political science, not anymore. But I also have a minor in sociology.
Great. So you have worked with Carol Black for other things, right?
Yeah. Yes.
She's my mentee from freshman year.
Yes, it's going on 4 years.
And you still headed to law school, or did you change?
Well, currently I'm applying for both grad and law school. I want to give myself just a little opportunity to not feel tied down to law school if I'm not sure I want to go.
Sure.
But regardless, I'm definitely still continuing my education in criminology.
That's good. And Dr.
When you were a freshman, you were so into law, Miss Joseph.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Professor Vincent.
Lawyers are everywhere, so you're not restricted. Dr. Button, Dr. Kathy Reardon is in the waiting room. She will come in. Thanks to Ajua, who got on the phone with her.
Okay. See her in the waiting room.
She's not?
Nope.
No.
Probably was waiting too long, but give me a minute. She'll be in there in a minute.
Okay, we'll keep going. That was great.
All right.
While we're waiting, I can't open up the biographical sketch for Miss Abigail. Let's see, do I have it here? Wait a minute, maybe. Wait a minute. No, I do have it. It opened. It's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, she's not here today, but she's very interested and excited about the project. Okay, so, and Ajua Love Percy, are you there?
She's on the phone right now, I think, trying to get Kathy back.
Oh, she's talking on the phone. I can see her.
But Bruce, I know you don't see your name on that list. We had another job for you.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm feeling.
She's wrong.
meeting room.
All right, there we go. Perfect. Thank you. Welcome. All right. So, greetings to Kathy Reardon. And
Hey, Kathy.
Hi.
would you like to introduce yourself, please? You're new to our group and we'd like to hear a little bit about you and so we can match you with a student, hopefully.
Can't go an hour either, Kathy.
Oh, darn it. Okay, hi, everybody.
Hello, Captain.
Hello.
I see my name is spelled incorrectly on there.
Oh, we're working on it. We're working on it. Work in progress.
Rear of Den. My name is Kathy Reardon, and I was born and raised in Philadelphia. Went to Overbrook High School. For those who are from Philly, they know where Overbrook High School is. And after high school, I matriculated at Lincoln University. And I was a biology major, pre-dental, pre-med major from 1974. And I graduated with the mighty and the great class of 1978. After I left Lincoln University, I was in the cooperative education program, and it sent me up to Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I did that for 2 years, where I was a fishery biologist while I was waiting to get into dental school. Went to dental school at Meharry Medical College School of Dentistry in Nashville, Tennessee. Graduated in 1984. I was picked up by the U.S. Navy, and I did dentistry in the Navy for 25 years.
No.
Retired from the Navy in 2009. And I also, after I retired from the Navy, I was retired for about 4 months. I tried to make it to 6 months, but I do mobile dentists in the different schools in the Tidewater area here in Virginia. I live in Chesapeake, but if you're familiar with the Tidewater area, it's the 7 cities. Hampton, Newport News, Portsmouth, Chesapeake, Norfolk, and Virginia Beach, Suffolk. So now I'm not working right now because of the pandemic, because we work in the school system. In Virginia, the schools are mostly remote or virtual. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right.
You're welcome, Kathy.
She's still the captain of our spaceship.
Yes.
And although
Call
she
her
was
Captain.
late, she bogarted. If you're from Philly, you'll know bogarting.
Yeah.
Because I was getting ready to speak. But that's my
Yeah.
cousin, so we good.
That's my cousin.
Not we
I
are
grew up.
good. Good.
Are you
She's
really,
in
cousin?
she's in our chapter. She's in AALU Coastal Virginia. She didn't mention that wonderful chapter.
Well, I didn't have an hour to do it, so I could have said a lot of things. I just tried to get snippets of.
That's all right. Your bio has to be only 100 words, so you'll make it
Oh,
work.
okay. I think I was at 98, so I'm good.
I'm really happy to have you on this team because Taylor Shelton, who I don't think is on with us today, has written her bio, and she says, upon graduation, one of my main goals is to obtain a Doctor of Dental Medicine.
Oh, DDS. Okay.
So she has individuals who live in underprivileged communities by providing affordable health care, oral health care. So she has a lot of goals for her, and she was very, very precise in wanting to work with a dentist. So that's a great connection.
Blessing.
Are there any students on this Zoom call?
Yes.
Yes, they've been introducing themselves, and I think
Okay.
you'll get a chance to see them.
Okay.
Dr. Button, would you like to do another student, or would you like me to say something?
I want you to say something. I think we've done our students. I think all the students are introduced.
Right. My name is Ajwa Love Dorsey. I currently live in Philadelphia and have been in Philadelphia for the past 20 plus years. Graduated from Lincoln and a little bit. I also worked and I was a bio major. I also worked during the same time that Dr. Reardon was in Woods Hole. I was in Milford, Connecticut, doing research in marine biology and also physiology. And from there, I married, left Philadelphia for 9 years, did some grad biology classes at Los Angeles University, and started slowly but surely matriculating to education. I did some other jobs in between. I presently teach middle year science. I have a lot of energy because I teach 7th graders. They're going through puberty and they keep me on my P's and Q's because whatever they do, I'm 2 notches up and they got to catch up with me. So, my husband is also an alum of Lincoln, and he's at DuPont doing medicine. 4 children, adults. One just graduated, not from Lincoln. I actually have a niece there now coming out this year, and she's in nursing. And actually I have a mentor there. He's a bio major, but he's not in this group. So we'll talk with whatever student you mesh me with or student I can share. Either or. I've been on Zoom since 8:30 this morning. I woke up at 4:30 doing grades. I laid my children up one side and down the other because they think they're on a pandemic vacation. So I had to give them a little bit of love. My last name is Love-Doyce. Had to give them a little bit of love. With their parents hearing.
Okay, very inspiring. For the benefit of Cat Fever particularly, I'd like to just allow Tamara to introduce herself. She is a very an aspiring middle school English teacher. We were going to look for an, we were thinking of you actually, but the English thing. So Tamara, would you just get on for a minute and tell us about yourself, just so that we know? But I want you to introduce yourself, okay?
Okay. Hi, everybody, and everybody once again, and welcome to everybody who is new. I'm Tamara Chalmers. I am a first semester senior, and I'm an English liberal arts major. I plan to become an English teacher for middle school. So that's a little bit about me. Oh, I'm also from Newark, Delaware.
All right.
Yes, I have masters in specialists and only did why the kids couldn't understand certain things. So I had to learn what they couldn't see in reading. So if that helps.
And Nazira, just so you don't feel left out, would you just share your lovely smile and tell us who you are?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Nazira. I am a graduating senior, double major in political science and English, minor in pre-law. Yep.
Tamara has headed up a group on campus called help me out here, A Narrative for Social Change.
Okay.
Empathy. And it's a story exchange that she has, as president of the group, really done very unusual and leadership kind of roles in that organization. So, all right. So
a little militant spirit, Dr. Button.
Oh, absolutely.
And she can hang out with me and Kathy because that's why we were at Lincoln. We were militant.
She's a.
And I wore an afro. Remember all that hair you used to have, Bruce? I had it for 10 years.
I remember.
Yeah, they're all militant. Everybody's militant. So I want to go over some practical matters here, just to remind you that students, and we have a 3-credit course here, so we need to be attending regularly. Our Monday meeting we're going to meet on Monday of this week, but if you are not able to meet on Mondays, you can schedule it as you wish. So the Monday meeting with the mentor on Monday at 5 or at another agreed upon time, except for this Monday coming up. We're all going to be together. After that, you're on your own. And then the group meeting is on Thursday at 5, and that's all the time. We have a regular group meeting at 5 on Thursday. The other class will be scheduled with your mentor. You get one-on-one meeting. Then the other requirement for the course is we're looking for 2 articles, with the possible exception of Abigail Seraphim, who's in here partly because she needs to read American literature. but we're thinking that 2 is not asking too much. And the idea here is either 2 bio sketches, so either I should write 2 bio sketches. Are you seeing on the screen the changes I'm making? Can you see, is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
So either 2 bio sketches or 1 bio sketch and 1 topic that is approved by the end of the semester for publication by the LU mentor. So you are, the student gets the benefit of his or her own revisions, but also your editorial assistance. So that's the goal. Because what we have in mind is this history, and Carol, I'd like you to say just a word about this and some of the topics that you've generated, and so that we have an overview of what we're all aiming for. So Carol, I'd like you to just say a word about that, please.
Okay, I'm trying to find my little thing here. Your screen is taking up all my, let me see if I can exit full screen here. Oh boy, hold on. I'm so sorry. I'm getting there.
You don't have a screen. You can just tell us about the vision. Tell us.
Yeah, the vision here was to, well, first of all, I'm the AALU historian, and the AALU stands for the Alumni Association of Lincoln University. And I was appointed last year, and my responsibility was to do a history based on the current year. So this year and last year. However, I looked around and I have not seen a history of the Alumni Association anywhere. And yet I believe our Alumni Association is the oldest HBCU Alumni Association in the world. I'm researching that right now. And actually I've gotten some, well, I won't go into all that, but it looks like this Alumni Association at Lincoln began as early as 1870. And maybe even earlier, but
1868, I believe, Carol.
okay. I found some things, actually there's a publication of the AALU meeting in Philadelphia in 1868. That I think was the first one, but there were certainly preliminary meetings before that. And so what we decided to do, what I decided to do, I said, let me get some friends together and see if we can do an actual history. And our history would focus on a number of areas. Of course, alumni are the heart of the university. And we are the largest constituent of the university. And soon all of you students will become alumni. And yet much about Lincoln has not been told. And it hasn't been told about amazing alumni who are legends, who lived a long time ago and who are currently doing great things. And so we want to feature those alumni in a publication, as well as some topics involving why is the mascot the lion? Who knows that story? We want some research on that. What's the rabble? Now, maybe you young people don't know about the rabble, but that's a big part of the legacy of Lincoln University. What about our songs? Who were the alumni association presidents? Who were the alumni of the university, the alumni directors? So we want to pull all this history together. And I was talking with Dr. Button one day and she says, you know, that's a great research project for students. She said, I think we can get some student help. And so we're just so thankful that you students who are interested and you will be helping, and you're going to go down in history because this will be a historic publication and you will be credited and you will have something to show your progeny and your next generation of your contributions while you are yet a young student at Lincoln University.
Thank you. And original research, archival research and publication and documentation is very much at the center of what we want to post among students. So this is really exciting on all different levels. So that's the overall vision. And so the third requirement are interim assignments as designed by the mentor. I could say mentor, by the way, this is written up in cooperation with everybody who's on the program here and talking together, but mentor and student. So the idea is that you don't just all of a sudden end up with an article. You've got to go to libraries. You've got to check the you've got to do this stuff on the line, on web, of course. But you have to break up a big project like this into segments. So we imagine, for example, you're going to want to develop a list of sources to consult, and then short summaries of, and we'll talk more about this in our Thursday meeting as to what some of those shorter assignments can be. But, you know, an elephant, how do you eat an elephant? A short bite at a time. And this is an elephant project, but I think as we do it, it'll be a wonderful way of reviewing the research process and also perfecting writing skills. So even on these bio sketches, which I think were just done beautifully by everybody who turned them in, there are ways to improve our writing. And I think everybody should feel free to make those suggestions as we go along. Mentors, you can take a look at it. Kaya, I want to work with you on punctuation. But the first draft of something is always subject to revision. Okay, so those are the things we're expecting to happen here. And I don't have dates on it purposely because this is a work in process.
Dr. Button.
Interrupt me anytime.
Will you be sharing this with like everyone? Because I know like you asked for permission to record it and stuff. So I just wanted to know, will it be shared?
After each meeting, I send this email, I put it into a document and it's sent to all participants. And I'm assuming you all got one.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the result of my talking with Carol today. And we thought that on the Thursday meetings, when we meet, Bob Johnson said, well, why don't we use some of the university faculty expertise? So we were thinking, well, what should we do on these meetings? And the first thing that came up was Susan Pivar does a good job of talking about how to use the library, and she's written a little booklet on the digitized archives of the library, and we thought that would be worth no, that's the first session. Second one, we thought we'd invite Dr. Philip Merrill, who's worked on a project with us before. He's written an article called The Artifactual Journey. And he's all about material artifacts as research sources. So he's really very interesting, and you know, helps us to realize that programs, for example, commencement programs, are a good way of seeing what was going on campus. So it's not just books and articles. Mr. Bruce Benson, we thought you would be fabulous to talk about, so we put you on the program. We called it the AALU and the Life of the Lions, and that leaves the door wide open for you to talk about what you would like to talk about as it relates.
Thanks.
If you don't like the title, we'll change it. Then Greg Miller, we suggested that he talk about entrepreneurship because so many of the students want to go out and make a difference in the world. And I'm sure we'll have lots to say about that. And if there are any other suggestions, please make them. And we want to leave time at the end of the semester for, and not only at the end, I think at midterm and at the end, for students to give updates on their research, how things are going, so that we can all chime in and be a community of leaders. So as you come up with suggestions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Don't hesitate to let me know. And also tell Carol, and we talk together about this and together. So the question is, what's next? Carol, I think did we say that you were going to put together the contact list?
Yes, I'm going, am I open? Yeah, no. Yes, I'll provide a contact list of all the mentors with their email and phone numbers and their major course of study at Lincoln, so that you'll have that. And I guess, Dr. Button, you'll provide the same thing for the students.
Correct.
Right.
Over the weekend, students should contact their mentors, making sure that the mentors students should contact their mentors, make sure that the mentors receive his or her bio sketch and have at least one email exchange. Yeah, that's the job of the student. The student is supposed to send that bio sketch. So everybody has something to work with. And the mentors should identify possible reasons. So it's really the mentor's job to come up with the research topic. And the topic should include the names of alumni and or topics related to projects. And that's, I'm sure you've already done that. Does that sound reasonable?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it sound clear? Does everybody know where we're headed on this?
Mm-mm.
So the next step is meeting on Monday, February 1st. That's coming up. That's coming up at the same time. I think the link, I don't think I have to send us a new link every time, but I will send link. But I'll send it out at 5 o'clock, same time, same station. And on Monday, we will get updated, share any questions we might have, Thursday plans, and see how it flows. As a matter of fact, to be more precise, on Monday, we hope that students will have a clear sense of what their topic is. That's the goal for the weekend. So on Monday, you'll report, and I'll be sitting here typing up what everybody's going to do. And then we're ready to fly. And then we'll meet again on Thursday, and Susan Ibar will be, assuming she's available, and I think this week on Thursday, we'll start talking about the research process.
Okay.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Suggestions for shorter assignments, although I'm sure everybody will have their own ideas. So that's it for today.
All right.
Any comments or questions or suggestions?
Well, first of all, Kira, before we hang up, make sure you give me your email. I want to talk to you right after this. I can Zoom you and we'll have about a personal 5-minute chat. So Kira, I want to talk to you right after this, after we hang up.
Put
That's
my
okay with
email.
you?
Yes, I can put my email in the chat so that you can see it.
Okay. But I have had Kaya in my class, in my freshman class. It's taken me 2 semesters to pronounce it properly. And it's
Kaya. Okay, I got you. Kaya. Well, I'm good for messing up students' names. So.
It's okay. My mother still messes up my name, and I'm a child.
I'm known for that.
Okay.
It's the interesting spellings of the names. They're very creative. Very creative.
Yeah. And that is an interesting historical fact, how names change from Mary Sue to Kaya to you know what. You know how these names have changed in our society. That's something we could talk about, but anyway.
Now,
so I'm sorry.
I've got a question, Dr. Button. I'm just looking at the course requirements here. You have them on the screen. You're sharing 2 articles, either 2 biographical sketches or 1 biographical sketch and 1 topic. Now, the biographical sketches, they will be of Lincoln alums. Is that correct?
Either living or gone.
Or deceased?
Right.
Either way. Okay. And then the topic related to the alum?
The topic have been explored. Carol has a list of the ones I thought some of you chosen. Carol?
You mean the list, Sister Black, the one that you sent out to
Right.
us?
Yes, that's the original list.
So then,
or you can add to that. It doesn't. That's just, those are suggestions.
so Sister Deja would be working with me on the origins and foundations of the association. Is that what you're saying? Because that's the one I selected.
Right. Right. Or she may choose, or maybe together you'll come up with a name or 2. Maybe she wants to do 2 alumni instead. Or maybe she really wants to assist you on your research. So you'll have to kind of talk that through.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because I'm thinking about her aspirations.
Right.
As she says, she's still trying to decide if she was thinking about communications, mass communications. Maybe we can find someone who, information about some of the early editors of the alumni magazine, perhaps. So we'll think that through because we didn't have radio shows of any sort back then, as we know. We're talking about mass communication, but there was communication not of the electronic type so much back then because we really didn't get the radios going until FDR and other people like that, right? With their broadcasts. So
I have
chronologically, yeah.
I have a suggestion. I don't know if you'd be interested in this. Is it Deja? Is it that's who you were?
Yes. Mhm.
We had a graduate. His name was Donald Bogle, and he wrote a book on Mammies, Coons, and Mulatto. And
Oh, I know the Bogle one. Yeah.
that I mean that's kind of mass communicate movies, etc. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean that's just I'm just giving out suggestions.
Yeah, because Donald Bogle, Coons and Mulattoes,
And he's a
Mommies and
Lincoln
Bucks.
graduate.
Yeah, that's and we still have a lot of Coons and Mulattoes, Mommies and Bucks out there right now, as we know.
Right,
And
Right.
So, yeah.
There's a
yeah,
lot
that's
of
well.
written information about him. I mean, he's one of the top movie critics in the world. One of his
Right.
last books was the one he did of Michael Jackson and Elizabeth Taylor. I'm fascinated.
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah.
in school with us.
Yes,
So
he
he's
was.
so he's old.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, Brother Murph. Yeah, I hadn't thought about it, but I'm pretty familiar with his work, etc. Yeah. Okay.
And another one suggestion is Leon Dash, a Pulitzer Prize winning columnist from the Washington Post. He spent 2 years at Lincoln. He graduated eventually from Howard, but he feels Lincoln is his home. And he is very open to working with Lincoln. So he has tremendous journalistic background.
On our earlier handout, we indicated that we hoped that students would have a reading list for their project. So in this case, that's pretty obvious. Now, a reading list is going to develop naturally, I guess, from doing the research, but Abigail Seraphin is going to have a reading list that's required for American Lit. Others, I would just urge each program of study to include background reading.
Okay. All right.
How are our students feeling? We're asking you a lot. How you guys reacting to what we're saying and what you're going to do? And are you excited about it? You want us to modify it in any way?
Yeah, we have a voice in this.
Yeah, I must say I want it to be fun now. That's very, very important. Fun.
I was gonna say, I think this is really great. Like, I'm honestly excited only because even if you've touched on just a little bit of history of Lincoln, it's so rich that it deserves to be known globally. So this is very exciting.
Who's talking? I couldn't see.
It's me, Mia Joseph.
Oh, Mia, there you are. I couldn't see.
And I've read some of the rabble.
You like the rabble?
Yes. Like in the early 1900s going off. People sometimes feel like, we're so far removed from our ancestors or the people who are not living in our modern day society, but there was no difference between them and us today.
Actually, if you want to learn more about the Lincoln rabble, we have a graduate alum who actually got a PhD in rabble. Now, it was under the cloak of folklore. That is his academic area. But he lives in Florida now, and he's from Westchester originally, which is very near Lincoln University. He's from Westchester, Pennsylvania. His name is David Clausen. So all of you need to Google him. And well, not just him, but there's so many alumni. And hopefully that's what you're going to be learning by the end of this course. You're going to know so much, about alums.
Let me kick this in real quick, see what you think of this. We're thinking about, Deja's talking about mass communications, but we think about it in the current usage of that terminology. But in fact, communication has come over the years in many different forms, such as poetry, novels, whatever. I'm thinking, for instance, communication in terms of thoughts, feelings, ideology of even Langston Hughes and Gil Scott Heron. Would that make sense? That was a form of communication, not necessarily mass media. That would fit in, yes or no, in your opinion?
In my opinion, yes.
Okay,
Dr. Button, I would defer to you.
Oh,
right.
no, that's a great connection.
Okay, because it's communicating over the years and it's still with us today. They had a message and it's still out there. Communication doesn't simply have to be based upon today's standards because we had many communicators before. And so, okay, as long as everyone thinks that makes sense, I think it makes sense. So
Oh,
that broadens my horizons, my thoughts immensely.
Yeah.
also, I want to say this for the females out there. As you know, Lincoln was a historically male college, so a lot of the alumni will probably be men. And if we want to, we might want to include, if we can, some women who have made historical contributions, if possible. But just keep in mind that a lot of this is historical context. You have to think about the context of the time, whether you graduated in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 80s. You have to look at it that way. So, I'm just trying to be, as you say, politically correct. And we have to think about that too. So we don't want the women to think they're left out, but you have to know that Lincoln was, a male college for many, many years up until the 60s. In fact, Carolyn was one of the few young women that graduated from Lincoln. So keep that in mind, young ladies. Keep that in mind.
Who knows when it became co-ed? What year?
Was it 56? I'm trying to
It's
remember.
a crucial year in American history.
Was it 56?
63.
It's a famous Supreme Court case,
Brown versus Board of Education.
Brown versus Board of Ed, 1954.
54.
54. Okay, that's what I was
Board of
thinking.
Trustees was very aware of that.
The
Lawsuits
irony,
were coming. The lawsuits were coming.
yeah, the interesting parallel is 1854.
Yes.
Great say that.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
want to
that's a
beat me
good
to the punch.
parallel. But as James Clyburn would tell you, they misnamed it because it started with his school and his area, but they just attached Brown's name to it. And I used to I didn't argue, I talked with Jack Greenberg about that. I said, come on now, let's get the original, let's get the start of it, my brother. And no, you're not Thurgood Marshall.
Right.
You're Jack Greenberg, and don't tell me any more jokes about everybody ordering chocolate shakes and you ordered vanilla. So that was one of his standard jokes. He meant it in the best way, though. But he took a lot of flack. I love Jack Greenberg. I'm sorry he's not still here anymore.
Yeah, he's a great man, great lawyer.
Yeah. He loved Constance Motley, but she wouldn't have him.
Dr.
How's
Button,
this big
question.
question?
Do we get to choose who we're writing our bio sketches on?
Yes, you and your mentor together, yes.
Okay, and then my only other concern is, are there going to be like deadlines throughout this? Because I have senioritis, so it would help if there were deadlines.
Yes. On the third bullet, the interim assignments, you're going to design them with your mentor, and you can actually establish some of those deadlines unless you want us to establish them for you, Nazira. In other words, you're thinking of trying to get this done before the end. I don't know what was in your mind on that, or the tendency to procrastinate may be in your mind.
I need a semester calendar.
All right, so okay, that's a great suggestion. Put that in the notes.
Did we talk about Monday?
Yeah, Monday.
Well, the importance of Monday. It's a special day.
Yep. I'm gonna have my poem.
I'll put that up here.
Was it up there? Or maybe I missed it.
Oh, I got the next page. Okay, we're having class on Monday. We will celebrate the
Oh, you did. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, it's my fault. I didn't. Langston Hughes.
Yes, his birthday is Monday.
That's right. We want you to bring your favorite poem, or your favorite Langston Hughes poem. Tamara, one that you will use in one of the classes that you're about to teach in middle school. This will challenge your knowledge of Langston Hughes' poetry. Students and mentors will share with the group a preliminary report on the direction of the research project. So your first deadline, ladies and gentlemen, will be to have talked about what you think about it now. You might not, it's a preliminary report, so it might take you some time to find out who those alumni are that you really want to know more about. But some of you will know right away, and some of your mentors will most certainly have suggestions. So I think it's going to be a really fruitful weekend in exchange. You think broadly about your field, the alumni that have gone before you, your future, and the whole process of
Yeah, Brother Langston Hughes made it into so-called Black History Month.
Yes,
Along
he
with,
did.
with Frederick Douglass, but Lincoln, you all know how I feel about that month, shortest and coldest and all that other stuff. But Sister Deja, I have a good suggestion for you if you want to contact me, because one of my favorites, it may not be one of yours, but one of Langston Hughes's favorite for me, I shouldn't say it now, should I?
I have
You
one.
know,
Open the door now.
I have
not
one.
Save it to Monday. Save it to Monday.
Yeah, save it to Monday. Right.
Wait till Monday?
Yeah,
Okay.
wait
Yeah,
till
save it
Monday.
to Monday.
I can't wait. Okay.
Yes.
I think I lost a book in Connecticut in the 70s.
Oh,
All right, so we're going to call
Okay.
tonight, unless you have any other thoughts you'd like to share. And I'm going to go make a list of student contacts. Carol's going to make a list of mentor contacts. We're going to send it to you by email. If you have any questions, holler.
Okay, so I have Deja's email and all that, and she'll have my phone number. That's what we're gonna do, right? You're sending all that out?
And somebody's talking with Dwight.
And Ms.
Right after-
Punter, I will be emailing you right after this. I
And
will,
Mia,
I will
what's
send you a
good
Zoom link right after.
What's good for you, Mia? You want to wait till Monday, or you want it sometime over the weekend?
I think Monday would be better, but if you do send it over the weekend, I will not have a problem with it.
Okay, but we need to talk, because we got to get your alumni lined up and your topic.
Yeah, so I think this weekend should be good.
Okay, all right.
All right, everybody. Goodbye.
all right.
Take
We'll
care.
see you
everybody.
folks Monday. Stay
All right.
safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.